Really, Hourglass? How long do I have to wait? Welcome back to the Grown Women's Table. Hey, it's your girl Lori. I hope you guys are having a great and wonderful and marvelous day. Y'all, today's video is going to be a little different. Today's video is going to be about the real tea, like why I really didn't pick up the Hourglass Snake Palette. And in this video, we're going to talk about why I didn't pick it up. I'm going to do some comparisons between the Tiger palette as well as the Snake palette. And we just want to have a conversation with Hourglass. So I know you want to see, and I know you want to know why I didn't pick it up. So guess what you need to do? Keep on watching. All right, y'all, get a chair for your friend, and get a chair for Hourglass, and pull up a seat at the Grown Women's Table, and let's talk about it. First thing I want to do is say to all of the ladies that were like, I want you to review it, I want you to review it, I want you to review it. I want to acknowledge I heard you. I want you to know that I didn't ignore you, and I'm not dismissing you by not picking up this palette. That's the first thing I want to let you guys know, because I asked you, you guys overwhelmingly said yes. But y'all, I just got to be so honest. I felt like just by looking at that palette, I knew the main thing everybody really wanted to know about was that bronzer, considering this is the first technical bronzer that's in the deeper shades. And I just looked at it and I knew it was not going to work. I also watched other videos with our fellow YouTubers that I love and respect, that are lighter skin tones. And when I saw that they were able to use it as a bronzer, I knew it was not going to work for me. So that's one of the main reasons why I just did not pick it up. And it was not for me just to be like, oh, forget what they want. I just felt like I am over not being heard when it comes to Hourglass. And I felt like me purchasing this palette, me doing this review of this palette, it's kind of like feeding into making them think that they're doing something when they're really not. And I'm not going to say that Hourglass is not doing anything at all, but when it comes to my skin tone and deeper, like, where our bronzer at? For real. So I just wanted to address you guys and let you guys know I was not ignoring you. Hi, y'all. So let's get into this. So first of all, I've been wondering, like, when did Hourglass drop their first bronzers? Because, yeah, I've been waiting for a bronzer for a long time, and I didn't realize how long it was. So they dropped the first bronzer that I am aware of, and if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment section. But the first bronzer that I am aware of dropped back in spring of 2015. And they dropped the Luminous Light, and I'm going to put the pictures up here so you guys can see. And the Luminous Light one was for fair to light skin. And then they dropped, at the same time, one called Radiant Light. And that one was for medium to deep skin. Y'all see it, right? I'm going to actually show you some swatches on someone's arm. We see the swatches. What medium deep skin will be able to use the Radiant bronzer? So I never picked them up because I knew those were not going to bronze me at all. Now, when you go on their website, I said, okay, let me go on the website. They have expanded. And they gave us a diffused bronzer, which was for light to medium. And then they gave us another nude bronzer for light to medium. Those are the 4 options on Hourglass. I know I have been saying, hey, I would like a bronzer. I know you have been saying, hey, I want a bronzer. I know the people have been saying, hey, we want a bronzer. But yet, so now this new palette comes out and it has the solar bronzer in it, which is I think it's limited edition. I don't think it's I didn't see it as a part of the permanent collection. Now, for my sisters that are like light skin, you know, fair, medium, light skin on that end of the black spectrum, this is going to work for you guys. So I am happy you guys was able to get a bronzer that's going to work. I feel like it's really going to work for you guys. But if you're my skin tone and deeper, y'all, this is not going to do anything for us. Like, I don't feel like it's going to do anything for us. I know it's not going to do anything for us. And I've watched other influencers that I trust agree with me that they didn't really think that it was going to work for a deeper skin tone. And as a deeper skin tone woman, I am here to tell Hourglass that is not going to work. Now, last year, y'all, we got, was that last year or the year before when we got the ambient light? Let me show you this right here. So the center shade is that translucent, what is it called? Yeah, translucent light. This is a finishing powder. It is not a bronzer. So when I reviewed this palette, I did enjoy this palette. As a matter of fact, that is what's on my face. I have almost all of Hourglass on my face. I have foundation, concealer, and this palette. And then I also have last year's Tiger palette on my eyes and stuff. So we got, but you notice how flat. Let me show you. No bronzer. No bronzer. No bronzer. So, and this is what I don't understand. I know they can make dark shades, you guys. Because look at the foundations. These are the foundations. And my question to them is this. If you make a foundation this deep, then what am I supposed to bronze with? Hourglass. You're giving me the foundation. Hourglass gives me the, cause like the foundation I'm wearing is the stick foundation in chestnut. So I have a beautiful foundation, but I have nothing to bronze with. I have a concealer. They have concealers for deeper skin tones. So I know, you know, there's a market, and I know, you know, that there are women of my skin tone and deeper purchasing your products. So I can basically pretty much get a full face, but no bronzer. And I know some people might think, oh, it's just a bronzer. But these palettes right here, where they were $85, they are $90, y'all. This is not cheap. These palettes are not cheap. And I want to use this as a face palette. So the new one has a bronzer in it, and I would love to be able to have used that as a bronzer. So if other people can use theirs for a bronzer, and it's meant for a bronzer, they're getting a bronzer that's meant to be used as a bronzer. Then when you put a bronzer in mine's, I would like to be able to use it. And I don't think that's too much to ask. So, y'all, that's really my little rant on that. So let's go in and do comparisons. So, of course, you know, I did not pick up the new palette. So I'll put the picture up here somewhere. But I will show you last year's palette. This is the Tiger palette, but I have it in the Isle packaging. So this is the palette. Now, in the Tiger palette, we got 2 blushes. And in the Snake palette, we got 3 blushes. So in the Tiger palette, we got the, let me put my glasses on is what we got, because I'm reading. She good. All right, y'all, let's get serious. All right, so in the Tiger palette, we got the Burnished Gold, Glow, which is that shade. Hold on. Which is this shade right here. And then we also got the Iridescent Rose, which they consider this to be a medium rose color. And this was considered to be a warm coral color. Now, on the new palette, the Snake palette, we received 3. And so you got Sunbeam, and I'm just going to show you which one I'm talking about. Sunbeam is considered to be a peachy color. And then you had Mystic Flush, which is a mid-tone pink coral. And then you had the Coral Haze, which is just a pink coral. So one of the other reasons why I felt like this palette was not worth picking up, you guys, was because you have a lot of similarities. In the Tiger palette, we got basically like coral colors and pink. And in the Snake palette, you have a corally color and two pinks. Now, those two pinks to me are so similar that once you put them on your face, you're really not going to be able to tell that much of a difference. So I feel like one of those pink shades really could have been replaced with something else. So basically, you're going to get a pinkish look or terracotta orangey look out of the Snake palette. And you can get the same thing out of this palette. Now, I was going to go in and show, let me just go in and show y'all right quick. Because I wanted to show you the blushes. Hold on. Here's the little orange shade. Let me scoot up some. And we're just going to go, I'm going to go in it. I need my mirror. See? So that's that orangey look. And you can get that. I feel like you'll be able to get this same little orangey look with the Snake palette. So if I can get an orange look with the Tiger palette, I really don't need the Snake palette. All right. So you see what that looks like on my skin tone. Now, I will say this. I feel like the pink, this shade that's in here, may be a little lighter than the pink in the Snake, but we're going to put it on anyway. Let me clean my brush off. But for $90, it ain't that much of a difference. All right. And I'm building that up. So see, definitely can get a pink look using last year's palette, the Tiger palette. And if you have in your collection, what is this called? The At Night blush. That's the At Night blush. You definitely can get a brighter pink. You see that? With the At Night blush. If you have that in your collection. I feel like if you have the At Night blush in your collection, you definitely do not need the Snake palette, because you can get that same peachy, pinky look. All right. Now, in the Tiger palette, you had three strobe powders, rather. So we had and they're all metallic. So that is the difference between, because the Snake only had one strobe powder. So we have, you got Brilliant Glow, which is a peach color. And then you have Divine, which is a true gold. And then right next to it, we have the Copper Flash, and it's basically a copper color. Now, you just have one strobe. So, and I feel like that one that's in there is similar to this one. So, what we're going to do is just add a little bit of that on there, because I just want you guys to see you can get a similar look. And the strobe, to me, are like the highlighters. Now, y'all know I don't like be beaming like this, but I'm just showing y'all. that we're going to be able to get a similar look. Y'all know I have to tone mine down because I don't like all that. I don't like it that bright. Now, the other thing that the Snake palette has that the Tiger does not have is the Ambient Light Radiant Light powder. But that is a repeat shade. And I think it's in plenty of other of their palettes. So, or you can buy it individually. So that's not a new shade. All right, so now the last shades we're going to talk about is in the Tiger palette. We have Transcendent Light. And in the Snake palette, you have what they call a bronzer called Solar Bronze. Now, this is a finishing powder. This is a finishing powder. This is not meant to be a bronzer, so I didn't expect it to bronze. It is a finishing powder. But in the Snake palette, you have a bronzer. That, like I said earlier, if you are lighter skin, medium, you can definitely wear it. But if you are deep, you cannot. But it says it's for medium deep. So with that being a bronzer and that one being a setting powder, you would have to do what I'm getting ready to do. So because we don't have a bronzer, you would have to go outside of the face palette and get a bronzer that you know is going to work for you. And for some people, that might not be a big deal at all. And I want to know in the comment section, is it a big deal to you? Now, this is why it's a big deal for me. If I'm paying $90, right? This, and you said there's a bronzer in the palette. This is how I want my makeup to look. Can you see the bronzer where I put the Charlotte? But because it's not deep enough, this is how my makeup looks. If I just use this palette, just use the new palette rather. See the difference? I just want what everybody else get. That's all. That is it. All right, y'all, my final thoughts. The real tea is this. I am really frustrated with Hourglass because, like I said earlier, I know you can make deeper shades because you make it in all of your other products. All the other products, I can get a lippy, foundation, concealer, a blush, a setting powder. I can get a finishing powder, all those things. And you have been making bronzers, far as I know, since 2015. That is 8 years. I don't understand how we cannot get a bronzer for a deeper shade. I'm very frustrated about it. So, at the end of the day, am I going to put them back in timeout? That is the question, right? Am I done? Just like, y'all know I'll put a brand in timeout. This is what I'm going to say. Hourglass. If you need a model, I am available. Now, as far as timeout, I'm going to give them one more year. 2024. I'm going to give you the whole rest of this year and 2024. And I feel like if we don't have a bronzer next year, that would be 9 years since you guys started making bronzers. And if we can't get a bronzer in 9 years, I'm just not going to wait around for the year number 10. That's where I stand right now. So in the comment section, let me know, did you pick it up? If you picked it up, did you like it? Did it work for you? And also let me know in the comment section, does this matter to you? And have you been waiting a long time like I've been waiting a long time? All right, y'all. But if you do want to see someone with a deeper skin tone, Maimaimaired did do a video. And I will put her video in the description box. So if you want to go and see the bronzer on her, you can definitely go to her video. All right. So I'll give you guys someone to look at. But as far as me, I'm not picking it up unless Hourglass decides they want to send it to me. But at the end of the day, you guys, we have to express ourselves and let brands know, like, hey, I see you doing this, I see you doing that, but I need a little bit more. And Hourglass, I need just one more product. Can I just get a bronzer? All right. And I'm not, and for anybody that may think, oh, I'm not begging these brands, I'm not begging no one. I'm just letting my request be known. All right, y'all. So to all my new subscribers, I see you and I appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you know what you need to do, right? Hit that button so that I can save you a seat at the Grown Women's Table. And until the next video, bye-bye.
If you need some advice or looking for an idea, just to get some tips, you can get that right here. This is Lori's life. Yeah, this is Lori's life. Yeah, check out Lori's life. Yeah, this is Lori's life.